Patty Loman. Hello, Patty Loman. Hello, Patty Loman. What's going on? Merry Christmas. I'm going to go and edit my privacy, so now it's public. My name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I am here 7 days and 7 nights at 11:11 a.m. and p.m. Eastern Time every day, every night. Yes, that's true. And if you don't watch it here, you can watch it on YouTube. That's right. Hello. Got that? That's the public service announcement for the night. Merry Christmas, everyone. It is Saturday. Is it Saturday? I don't even know what day it is. I didn't for days. I was like, Thursday? Is today Christmas? It's tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. But is it Wednesday? No, it's Friday. Oh, okay. All right. It took a little bit of time. Patty Loman, William Carl Hess. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. I didn't know George's birthday was on Christmas. That makes total sense why he was Santa Claus for all those years. Totally. We were watching As Good as It Gets. Jack, Helen, Bob. Such a great movie. Cool dog. Speaking of cool dogs, Lillian opened another present tonight. It wasn't hers. It was Grace's. But all of a sudden, she just swiped again. Last night, she swiped. Tonight, she swiped again and then just went in. And she opened the box this time. I didn't go live, but I have it. I took film because we were going to open them tomorrow with Mare, who gave us the gifts. So now she can at least watch Lillian open the gift. And there's one more partially unwrapped box. But they're particular boxes. I think mine has some food in it too, so I'm excited about that. Speaking of excited, it is Saturday. We didn't have Jeff with us today, but we had the Collins family, which was, I thought, a total blast. And I loved last night with Melanie. I had beyond a blast, and I hope we do that again. I don't know, tomorrow night? Tomorrow night? What's tomorrow night? Well, tomorrow morning, AJ Martinez will be here. Tomorrow night, poetry glam, poetry glam, poetry glam, poetry glam. What's poetry glam? If you write poems, you can recite poems. If you find a poem you love, please recite that too. Please, 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 please come hang out with us. Monday morning, we meander. Monday night, we meditate. Tuesday morning, Patty, will you be here? Will we be making something? We've been making something. And then Tuesday night, Andrew Rader. Wednesday morning, we meander. If we walk outside or if it's too cold, we'll just kind of do a little check-in. And then Wednesday night kind of has been in flux, in flow. And Thursday morning, Michael, and Thursday night, conversations with the creatives or something like it. Friday morning, Armando. Friday night, display and share, or as Suzanne says, displaced and share. Saturday morning, next week, we're back with one more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger. And tonight, we are back with one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. That's right. Hello, sir. Ooh. Hey. Ooh. Hey. Hi there.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and yours and all. What did you do today?
Well, needless to say, I was not running around partying with people. I was mostly at home, mostly just hang. It was a very, very, very kind of relaxed. I watched a little bit. I didn't sit down and watch a whole Christmas movie. I grazed at the Christmas movie buffet. Like I watched a little bit of A Christmas Story
Oh, yeah.
and a little bit of the Alastair Sim Christmas Carol. The only Scrooge that matters. I'm sorry, Mr. Magoo. You can make an argument for because it was different, but Alastair Sim as Ebenezer Scrooge, except no substitutes. I'm pretty radical on this particular.
I think I'm with you on that. I'm
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. There was a decent 1938 MGM Hollywood version, but it's just once you've been to Sim City, you don't go anywhere else.
Patty, tie-dye Patty's here. Tie-dye
Hey,
Patty's
tie-dye
here.
Fatty.
Peter
Hey,
Warren is here.
hey, everyone. I see the list. Hi, all.
Mama Grace, Rob Morocco. We are
Hi,
coast
Mama
to
Grace,
coast.
Rob Morocco. Yeah. Well, excellent. And I did order Chinese food because
I was gonna ask.
it's my people's tradition, So yeah, so I did that, and it was very good. It was a good local place. And what else? Oh, and I did have a FaceTime family confab, which involved the nose mug.
Nose.
The nose mug, because here's the thing: this nose mug has been in our family for, I would guess it must be like between 30 and 40 years. My dad was a doctor, and
So,
big pharma. Big pharma spends its money sending promotional items to doctors, like all these little weird knickknacks with their product name on its side. Entex LA, which is kind of like a prescription strength Sudafed kind of thing, I think. So my dad got this and brought it home, and we thought it was hilarious, and it became a family heirloom.
like next to the size of it to your head is just.
Well, it's not actually. Yes, I that's in the foreground. It's still pretty big. It's a nice capacious mug, and the nose is hollow, so you get extra beverage in there.
Oh,
and I'm
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like, it's actually molded that way. So, bonus beverage. I'm having a eggnog with a little bourbon in it tonight.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
In the spirit, but thank you.
I can't help
Thank you. The crowd, you just say you say bourbon around this crowd, and
Right.
they go nuts. But there was a particular story behind the nose mug tonight, because last year we were also, of course, doing virtual Christmas. We couldn't be together, and I think I told you our family has had the Christmas Eve lobster tradition. We didn't do it this year. It was like too much going on in the family. My nephew's fine. Oh, had that already happened by last week? Yeah, he's fine. He's out of the bedroom. He was sequestered in a bedroom at his house while his wife was going nuts handling the kids, and the kids are saying, "Why can't Daddy come out and play?" and all that. He's fine.
Daddy's in his room watching Netflix.
He was asymptomatic. He was fine, but you got to do it. So anyway, he emerged, and they had Christmas together. But last year when we did the Lobster Fest, I actually had the nose mug out because I know how revered it is in the family, and everyone in the family said, "Oh, the nose mug! Oh, I missed the nose mug." So a little light bulb went on over my head, and I went to eBay.
You did.
And I found exactly 3 nose mugs. I cornered the market on the nose mug. One for my brother and his wife. If I could have gotten a match set, I would have, but one for my brother and his wife, one for my niece, one for my nephew. And we had the opening ceremony on FaceTime, and they flipped. It was a huge success. It was everything I hoped it would be.
Were they the same? Were they the same company nose mug?
Oh yeah, no, it is the Entex nose mug. That was the point. Pretty much identical. Although I guess they gave this thing out for a few years, and the positioning of the redness on the nose is a little different, but it's essentially, it is the nose mug.
As large of the nose?
Yeah.
Like you would think as the years go by, it might have gotten hip. Sorry, we just have to do a little dance here right now.
Yeah, no, it was. Oh.
The nose mug was the dance. Hey, everybody. funny.
The nose mug busts a move. But so they were thrilled. It was just an absolute
Oh,
triumphant, best present ever kind of thing.
present
And
ever.
since I couldn't get a match set for my brother and his wife, I sent them 2 straws so they can share. So it was great. I've been keeping this secret for, like I ordered it months ago. It's been sitting here in the house, so it was everything I hoped it would be. So that's the nose mug story.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and so it was the high point of the week. I can't top that. It was a pretty low key week. Other than that, I did. People can read this if they want to. I did a write up that I told you about, that concert I went to at the Capitol where they had all these great artists doing songs from the history of the Capitol.
Yes.
And Pete called me up and he asked me to write a recap of it for the Cap's own website and for Relics. So if you go to relics.com, you can read that. And that, after my nephew tested positive and after several friends of ours, as you know, Peter, Will, on different coasts, Peter and Will, several other people from Stephen Bernstein's scene, all tested positive.
They were all on their way to a concert.
Right. And I had been to that Stephen gig. So I start, and then the next night I was at the Capitol. So I got kind of worried. So I got a test and I'm negative. It's just like, I think having parents who live to
room in Brooklyn or Will's in his room is he in Berkeley? Yeah, because
he had to cancel a gig. He's in the Bay Area. Yeah. And Peter's, Peter already posted some video. He posted a beautiful video of him playing. Was it Hark the Herald Angels Sing or something like that? If you go to Peter's page, he played like a solo piano Christmas carol, which was absolutely Hark the Herald Angels or Angels We Have Heard on High, or one of those, but it was just beautiful. And so I this just doubled my resolve to be more careful and hang at home for the next several weeks as much as possible.
Hi, Cookie Marenko's quick stop sending love. Hey, girl.
Hey, Cookie.
Yeah, Grace got a new a Bailey's. It's a chocolate Bailey's that's out now.
Yeah, I have one of those little mini bar type bottles that I haven't opened yet of there's a Bailey's espresso as well.
Yeah, it's a chocolate espresso.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one I have. Yeah, I almost put it in the eggnog, but
Grace has a little bottle about that big.
Oh, that's good. That's the kind of bottle to get. Well, I went shopping for little bottles because they were included with the nose mugs I sent out.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking you could almost you could tuck the bottle into the nose.
That's exactly. Well, I put 2 bottles in each mug and wrapped them up with bubble wrap, and so they would ship well. And
good gift.
It was highly successful.
We got an air fryer. We got the Ninja air fryer. I've
heard interesting things about air fryers. You can do some really cool stuff with them.
I made some cherry pies, like mini cherry pies. I made French fries. I made some chicken that looked like fried chicken. It took like 20 minutes. It was crazy.
Wow.
And Lillian loved that. And Grace made toast to perfection today.
In the air fryer?
In the air fryer. It's an air fryer toaster.
Oh, toaster oven. Yeah. One of those.
It does. And then it flips up on its side. Like you sit there and cook it this way, and then you can lift it up and you have counter space.
Mm-hmm. Sounds. The world has come up with more and more really interesting food. I mean, the Instant Pot is the miracle thing. I don't have one either, but I'd say I would get. It's a pressure cooker. It's a slow cooker. It's a dehydrator. The Instant Pot.
It's a big.
There's smaller ones that are about this big, and then there's
still a lot of.
They have different capacities, but it's a rice cooker. It's like it does all these functions, and a lot of people say that they have gotten rid of other things because the Instant Pot.
Well, now they've gotten rid of. They can get rid of your dehydrator, your toaster oven, what else would you get rid of? I guess you can fry. It's got this basket that you put in and. Okay, one more, just because I'd love to see the nose dance again.
Okay.
11 with Jenna.
Let me see if I can make it. Oh, it's like make it like my head. That's the look.
That's the look right there.
Yeah.
That was.
I don't need no big Hollywood CGI. This is old school.
And that was, just there was that other commercial where I need a nose mitten. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I think it was for some kind of a decongestant or something, but he needed a nose mitten. And it has that same nose. Outstanding, the level of silliness off the charts. Quote unquote.
Yeah, thank you. More. Well, I bow to Melanie's judgment of our silliness. I am incredibly flattered.
We had a great time last night on Displaced and Share.
I'll bet.
We had a good time. Then this morning we put up the tree for a week. Then I made turkey. Oh, nice one, Carl. Renaissance. He is.
Yeah.
We had, what did we have tonight, Grace? Scallops. And Mitch brought over more. They had prime rib and
nice
green beans. It was sort of Grace and I sort of picked today. Lillian picked. I went for long walks on the beach. I made luminarias. I went and got sand at the beach and walked with my neighbor for a little while. And then Mitch, and that was all a whole thing with more presents. And then we watched As Good as It Gets. Did we watch it? Oh, what did we watch? What did we watch, Mom? Is it Dr. Hold the wire, everybody, because now I need to know. I think it's Dr. Love. Dr. Foster. It's a BBC. It's one season series.
Oh, one season series, yeah.
7 or 8.
Don't know that one.
And I binged Dr. Foster.
It's
a good one.
I am finishing I am 2 episodes away from my re-binge of season 2 of Succession right now.
You have to need to rewatch those. I think you learn and see how things develop.
I actually realized I should have re-binged the first 2 seasons before season 3 because there was a lot I had forgotten. When I went back and watched, I forgot a lot of the interrelations and how Kendall and Naomi got together. There's a lot of things that I had missed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's
so you haven't watched season 3 yet.
Oh no, I've watched the whole series.
Okay.
And now I'm refreshing the first 2.
You go, all right.
Oh yeah. Oh, that and there's some characters who had fairly short story arcs. And you say, oh yeah, I remember what that person did. Right. So it rewards repeated watching, which is great. That's like the mark, I think, of a truly great thing like that. If they really grab you a second time, and it really has. Plus, I
did that. We watched that a second, almost a third time at this point.
Yeah. Plus, I'm told that I'm developing a very good impersonation of Logan Roy's signature expletive. Yeah, can I say it on 11/11? Is there, if anyone's offended, it's not me talking, it's Logan Roy.
Logan.
Fuck off.
Little louder.
Fuck off. Fuck off. He actually then
he walks out of the room.
Right. As I watched season 2, I realized he's got a repertoire. There's like a quieter fuck off. And then yes.
Exactly. I'm telling you.
And then the other day he had or one of the ones from season 2 I was watching, he had a fuck off, which I thought was lovely. It was like it's like the one he would say if he was tucking you into bed. It was like very, very, very tender in a way. So he's a virtuoso of that phrase.
It's great. And then it gets like in the end. Woof.
Yeah. And now we're waiting a year for what happens next, which is torture. Yes.
Yeah. Please. I can't believe Peter is Australian.
Peter.
Peter's her husband.
Wait, whose husband? Who's no
Shiv,
Shiv's husband?
Shiv's husband.
Tom.
Tom.
I thought he was British
He's
rather
British,
than Australian.
or is he from? Is she Australian?
She's Australian and he's British.
He's Australian. Yes. He's from the UK.
And their accents are so utterly undetectable.
Oh my God.
That guy's a real Tom Angus McFadden. I've seen him in some other things, and he's great in everything. Yeah. Did you ever see Frost Nixon? The thing about David Frost interviewing Richard Nixon?
I did.
Yeah.
It kind of didn't stick. But okay.
Oh well, Angus McFadden plays David Frost producer. He plays his producer, the producer of David Frost TV show, and he's great. He's great in that too. It was one of those things when Succession first came on, I said, where do I know this guy from? Because he's got this American accent, and the character and Frost Nixon, the character was blonde and wore glasses, and I said, oh my God, it's that guy, and he's wow. And so many, I mean, a lot of people on that show are, just who else is?
I love Big Bird. Come on, Big Bird.
oh yeah. No,
if you haven't started watching Succession yet, you might want to, because we're just going to talk about it until next year.
I don't, and I steer clear of spoilers, but it's incredible. And I think I told you last week about How To with John Wilson. I don't know if you caught up with that yet.
Didn't catch up with that, but I'm curious about, do you know Don't Look Up? The Netflix film Don't Look Up.
I really want to say that's maybe high on my list for what I watch next.
I'm not even, it's not in my queue. What is it?
Yeah. It's like a science fiction comedy, I think.
Oh, with Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer, Jonah Hill. Fantastic looking cast.
Yeah.
And I know some people who've seen it and liked it very much. So I'm going to check that out.
Talking about that today. So that must have came out today or something.
Yeah, I think it is today or yesterday. Well, How To with John Wilson just keeps getting better and better. The one that premiered last night and is now available has the best payoff at the end. I'll just tell you that the title of this week's episode is How to Remember Your Dreams. He never comes up with an answer to these how-tos. He just
the how-to that guy. Right.
Yeah,
okay, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah. So he's last week's was how to dispose of your batteries, and it just it goes from that simple thing to like this whole like in-depth. He goes to the New York Department of Sanitation and like finds out about their recycling processes, and then talks that he finds like a safe, like a big heavy metal safe that's just been left on a sidewalk, and of course no one will ever know the combination of it, and as he said, it's been lying in his neighborhood for like months now, and so he just goes off on one tangent after another, which is one of the things I love about good art, is that I love stuff that doesn't stick to the subject, so this was and tonight's episode had this hilarious ending to it. So How To with John Wilson on HBO or HBO Max.
Michael Bartolone's here. 14 people here right now.
Wow.
Yeah, one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert has happened almost every Saturday night.
That's right.
For quite a while, and March 23rd is going to be 2 years, you guys, and that's really not that.
We'll have a party.
Yeah, we'll have a party.
Yeah, I know missing 2 weeks in a row was like an aberration. It was disconcerting, and my little light just fell down. But I don't care. I can be in lower. See, it's one of those things with a little suction cup. So there it is, and now it fell down. It fell up.
Oh, that's that one. That square.
Yeah, the Loom Cube. It's called.
Loom Cube.
I'll see if I can reaffix it.
Are you happy with the Loom Cube?
I'm pretty happy with the Loom Cube.
Oh,
there we go.
15.
All right, there it is.
Yeah, let's get 15. Well, share the show, you guys. Right now, share this show. You can go right and share it on your page. Gary, share it on your page. If all 13 of you shared it right now, that would be 26. Maybe next week we'd have 26 people.
Amazing. What's your? Do you have a record high? Have you kept track of that?
back in the 20s in 2020 during the height of COVID, it was up in the 50s,
That's good.
60s,
That's
and then
good.
we'd get like 1,000 views in one night. Corona
Hmm.
Roki on Corona Roki for sure got the most views.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama Grace. A blessed Christmas to all. Good night. I think she's going to bed. I love you, Mom.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Mama Grace.
We had a nice day.
Great.
We got flowers. Done. Shared, Patty. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In fact, I'm going to tag, I got to tag Gary in the show right now. Let's see, how do I do that? I go like this, and I say edit post, and I do something. What else? Have you had any other nice meals this week?
Um, I guess it was nothing memorable because it's not coming to mind. Yeah, pretty much, like making sandwiches and stuff. I mean, I ordered in a lot of groceries and stuff because I know I'm not going to be going out for dinner or I'll order in sometime. As long as we're posting, I'm posting a link to that article I wrote for Relics about the show. If anybody is interested in reading that.
Yeah.
So there's that.
How many bananas do you have right now, just out of curiosity?
I actually have just arrived in my last grocery order. I think I have 7 at this moment.
7.
Considerably fewer than 36, and this actually, the holidays would have been good to make an excessive number of banana daiquiris
You would
and
have
things.
had, if you would have gone with a double order, maybe.
Yeah.
Had 14 bananas hanging around.
Yeah.
Do you hang them? Do you have like a hook for them, or?
I have like a little way of sort of propping them up. It's not a real hook, but yeah, I try to do all the proper banana preservation measures. Yeah. Anyway, we could maybe I will order 36 again on purpose because it's such a conversation starter.
And it would be just. I think I would like to see that.
Yeah, and it inspires creativity. Because bananas have this. They have this short lifespan. And you gotta really get banana intensive in your culinary thinking. Yeah.
And you did. You
I did.
never
I made like
froze any, did you? I don't think
I
you
did not. I did not.
One banana.
And I didn't have one spoil on me. I mean, the last couple of days they were a little, on that mushy side, but I don't mind that. I don't mind.
Were they green to start?
That was fortunate in that many of the 36, in fact, they were, because it was 6 bunches, it was kind of random. So there were some greener bunches, and it was almost like they put some thought into it.
You actually got to put it in order.
It's almost like the good people at Fresh Direct, said, well, this idiot just ordered too many bananas, so let's help him out a little. Yeah, I'd like to think they were that compassionate. But anyway, even if they weren't, it sort of was fortuitous in that way that some of them were green enough that they had a longer survival time. See, now I want more bananas. Now I think
I'm craving banana right now. If you haven't gotten a banana yet, and then Carl switched it to cabbage rolls right then. Oh, by the way, someone gave me some candy tonight.
Uh-huh.
It was dark chocolate candy, and I bit into it. Hazelnut. Rob Morocco, I'm sending it to you tonight. I just can't do it. I just can't do the chocolate hazelnut thing.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I'm not a Nutella person, but the hazelnut chocolate, it's just not. It's not my thing. I don't do coconut in chocolate either.
Yeah, I had a lovely. I forget what the name of the pastry is. But from my really nice local Italian bakery, I had a like a Nutella. Not like a Danish, not like a turnover, but it's sort of in that flaky crust, and it was like a Nutella kind of vibe, and it was very tasty.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, just not my jam.
Not your jam. That's okay.
Something it's the hazelnut, that I just go, oh, I just wanted chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't like orange in my chocolate.
Yeah, I can see that.
For you, I'm telling you.
Yeah, many of the fruit chocolate combinations are not so much for me either, but well, I was raised these hazelnut cookies my mom made and my grandmother before her, really, just I mean, hazelnuts definitely evoke a strong reaction among the nut family. They have a very earthy,
Mhm.
you know, people.
I'll eat a hazelnut. I'm
Yeah,
fine,
yeah,
sit there and get the nutcracker out
yeah,
and
yeah,
pop a
yeah,
couple.
yeah.
But
Well, you'd like the hazelnut cookies. They're just these
oh,
like
I'm sure.
little balls of ground up nut and sugar and egg whites. That's the total ingredients.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is it kind of meringue like or no?
No, actually, my mom would make a little meringue and put it on the top of the cookie, but the proportions make it less meringue like and just more. You get the nutty essence of the hazelnut,
But
and
no
it's got a
chocolate.
nice no chocolate. Uh,
I can do
and 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 when the cookies come out right, they can be a little hard if they're a little overbaked. When they come out right, they're remarkably soft. They just got
ooh.
this really nice chew to them, and
And are you a master at these sort of
I have become, I will bow to my mom's version always, but I've become competent at it for sure.
is that something that you would be comfortable to step off the couch and do some Saturday night?
That could happen.
Do a kitchen
That
show?
Yeah, yeah, maybe. I'm very messy in the kitchen, so I might be very self-conscious because I have at it. I'm not methodical, you know. I'm not logical in my, so I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll pre-produce a video and upload it or
Do
something.
that.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael B. Peltz. Peltz in the house. Messy is good. Yeah, I think
Oh,
you could,
good.
just put the laptop up. Patty does
Yeah,
it on Tuesdays.
yeah. I'm kind of yeah. I call myself a free jazz cooker. It's like
I think it'd be fun to
yeah.
see you in the kitchen. You have the music on. Well, we can't have the music on because then Facebook will.
Right,
But
right. Well,
can we do
oh,
one more little nose dance kind of vibe?
oh
Just
hell yeah,
because
always.
it's such a good thing. So, just out of curiosity, and maybe I've said that, is that something I've said tonight a couple of times? Do you guys are you naming the mugs now?
No, well, there was only one for all these years, so now we may have to have a family discussion about that.
Yeah, I think they need names.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at some point they will all be in the same room.
I hope so. I hope we can all be together again in nose mug communion,
Nose to nose.
nose to nose. Yeah, this could Nostradamus. This one is Nostradamus. He sees all. He's omniscient.
You can, I mean, pretty much that's a wise mug. This is my wise. This was Nino's, and then my father took it over, and now
Yeah,
I bought it for Nino
yeah.
to raise wolves, and then my dad took it over, and now I have it. So I drink.
I love that hand down
Yeah.
certain artifact family tradition. Michael B. Peltz, I have not seen Come On yet. I really want to. I really want to. But not yet. Got a lot of movies to catch up on.
Chris Boylan. Oh, Chris Boylan. Hi, Chris. I'm getting all these messages. It's so interesting how people just know that I'm on the show right now, and then I'm getting all these texts. Jeff Metzger just sent me a really cute photo of Layla next to her new socks.
Oh,
So what do you guys how do I ask this? Many of you that are iPhone people, are you responding with just the icon now? You know,
sometimes
the
like just a
heart,
thumbs up or
the thumbs up, the haha.
it depends. It
It's
I
gotten to
think.
that now, though. I'm
Oh yeah,
seeing
absolutely. A
more.
lot of people do. A lot of people do. I mean, I think each text, just gets the response it deserves. I mean, if a thumbs up will do, I'll do it. If it needs a more nuanced answer, I'll actually put some
Where
effort
can it
into it.
go from there?
Um, Oh, I think just little like you'll have something wired in like little muscle twitches will then register in your texts, you know. It will actually know what you're thinking, you know, like, you know, you give the thumbs up but your phone will know that you're thinking, what a jerk. Yeah, it'll get really personal and embarrassing. That's what'll happen.
It's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you send someone something and then they just heart it or ha ha it or what is it? Hearts, ha ha,
Haha, exclamation points.
exclamation point.
Um, what are the others?
You look.
I don't know.
Oh, heart, thumbs up, thumbs down, ha ha, and question. Oh, exclamation point and
And question mark. Right. Oh, Suzanne has a Jules Pfeiffer mug. I would love a Jules Pfeiffer mug. Is it the Dance to Spring Jules Pfeiffer character or some other Jules Pfeiffer character?
Displaced and share collection.
Yeah.
She really does.
Yeah, I really love, you know, I've got those specialized, I love my Renee Magritte mugs, which you've seen on the show. Yeah, mugs are a good sort of conversation starter and, you know, personality indicator and all that. So.
Yeah, I have my stash of mugs up here and then some over here. My friend Ray Dunn, Bay Area's own Ray Dunn, who's become a phenom in the world of anything with anything you can put anything on. Is this a Ray? Yeah, this is a Ray Dunn cup. Drink anything.
Nice.
Martha Stewart fell in love with my little friend Ray Dunn, and now Ray Dunn is a multi everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We used to work at 42 Degrees together back in the day, yo. I would ask you to dance once more, but I think we've done enough dancing for tonight.
The mug's getting old, so you know.
I'm getting a little tired.
Yeah.
So tomorrow on your show?
Do we have anything special? Oh, well, we were going to talk about this event that's connected with the upcoming Fish shows, but there is no upcoming Fish shows. But we're going to talk to the guy anyway. There, for a few years, they started it when Further was playing Madison Square Garden, and they've done it at Fish shows. They have like a post-show dance party at this space just up the street from Madison Square Garden, and they do really cool lighting and projections, and you know, it's like a very trippy kind of event. So they were going to have one of those after each of the Fish shows except New Year's Eve, but they're not. But they're planning more for the future. You know, Fish got rescheduled for April, so. But we're going to have this guy on because he's a cool guy, and you know, it'll just be fun. That's it. That's it, basically.
Any conversation getting closer to Mexico?
Utterly up in the air. It is an incredibly complicated, you know, we can't just cancel it thing, because they are into this. The resort basically is the real power there. You know, the resort where they're holding it gets like 90% of the money. And they already have 90% of the money.
I saw John Mooney there a few years ago at the same resort. It's a very cool place. But
yeah, and the thing is, you know, the company that works with the bands to stage these events, you know, they put the shows on sale, the people send in their money, and that money goes straight to the resort to hold the rooms and to pay for all the catering. You know, it's an all-inclusive, so every bit of food and beverage is already paid for. So the band just says, well, we don't think we should do this. And the hotel says, yeah, that's nice. You still owe us $40 million. You know, so they are trying to figure out the absolute, if it can happen. The only way it could be canceled and everyone is off the hook is if there was a travel ban, you know, into Mexico. If it got too horrible, you know, and that's not what you want. The worst case scenario would be the best case scenario financially, which is what nobody wants. You know, if the hotel said we can't hold this here because it's too risky. The best case scenario,
they're not going to say that.
Well, Mexico actually, you know, it's really interesting. Mexico has some pretty strong laws in place about protecting, you know, people at the resorts and all that. And in fact, there's a law that if the worst thing happened, I think one of the worst things that can happen to people there, I don't think anyone's going to get really, really sick, but if they test positive, they've got to stay in Mexico for an extra so many days. And the law in Mexico is the hotel can't just throw them out. They've got to continue to put them up for those days. So what I'm thinking, the optimistic side of me is thinking that this can happen because you are going to have a 100% fully vaccinated group of people, and you're going to have a 100% antigen check, tested like within 48 hours of flying there. So it's going to be a very self-contained group, and they're going to be on a beach with lots of room. So it's not going to be like, an indoor mob scene kind of show. I think they could pull it off, and people who got infected, as the data is showing, if they are fully vaxxed, would get mildly either asymptomatic or, cold fluish kind of symptoms. So, the best case scenario is it can happen without a disaster ensuing. That's the only scenario you want to have be acceptable. I'm still up in the air about whether I'm going to go to the second weekend, but if it's happening at this moment, I'm kind of inclined to go. But I'm going to I'm staying in the house for the next couple of weeks. I think it's 3 weeks until it starts. And going to pay very close attention to all the data and all the
the
stats.
Next 3 weeks, the next 2 weeks are going to be kind of gnarly, I think, but in the week after that, probably things will chill down. Yeah, Patty lost money. The festival that I go to, the hotel did not really refund they canceled in November, and they're still holding monies for something that's happening at the end of February.
Yeah. And that's, what the thing is, when the shows when Playing in the Sand shows were put on sale, that was April of this year. And we knew nothing about how much better things were going to get. So people who bought tickets were very much informed,
Right.
Yeah, it was like
Jeff was on immediately.
Yeah. And so, the refund policies and everything was made very explicit because of the fact that they had to pay the resorts, for everything. So, it's really, people are freaking out, understandably. I hope there can be some. I think the band would say we'll cancel if we can, but if there's $40 million in the air, that's just going to go down the drain. I don't think the band members care about it so much, but the company, CID, would probably go out of business. Yeah, it's like 40 million is just staggering, so
that's a chunk of change.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's crazy, but
yeah, I don't know any. My niece flew this weekend. She was her Southwest, I don't think, canceled any flights. But I think everybody else did.
Yeah.
Alaska, United, everybody canceled. And
quite a few,
haven't talked to anybody who got stuck or anything.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
That's going to take a few days to remedy, I think.
Yeah, and I just hope it can be contained enough, at least to the point of, the lower severity of the infections. I hope it can be contained enough that it doesn't come back to a shelter in place, thing, and restaurants having to close again, and venues having to shut down. Yeah, I am too, but that's as a personal choice rather than as a state policy. That's a real different thing. Where if the government says you have to do this, people will have to do it.
Michigan won't happen. But there is a cool thing that did happen. Zuni Cafe is now requiring
sorry, my light fell down.
For you to go in the restaurant, you must.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that somewhere. I'll just work in darkness. That's okay.
So the Lumi, is it battery, or is there do you plug it in?
You plug it into USB, and the charge lasts a good long time. or you can
So
just
you
leave it plugged.
charge it and then I get it. Okay.
Yeah, or you can leave it plugged into your, while you're doing your thing, because
I
it
have a
plugs into
couple
your.
of them here.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Lumi, they say they really like though because it's longer and it has
yeah, yeah. I have to, maybe I just have to clean my suction cup a little. Maybe it got, it's like leaving a little air pocket or something, but it's been fine. I used it on all of my all of the live streams um last last summer and fall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last summer, last
Let's
fall.
see. Let's see if I can, come up with a more flattering light for the nose cup. See, that's a little too bright. The
I
nose cup,
know.
little soft focus for the nose cup. Dream, kind of a dream sequence nose cup thing.
Telling you.
Yeah.
There's that could be on your part of your logo.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe maybe it'll become my profile picture
Yeah,
on Facebook. Yeah.
I
And
think
people won't notice.
no, they'll just be
They'll
like,
say,
yeah,
okay.
Harry, I love that photo of you. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The mustache flatters you, man.
Look like
Looks
you
like
got a
you
little
got,
cold, little
yeah, that's
something
okay.
going on,
That's all right.
little
Yeah.
allergy maybe. So,
Yeah.
question for you:
Uh-huh.
what are you doing next Saturday night?
Well, next Saturday night will be the night. It'll be New Year's Day.
I
It'll be 2022.
know.
I will be your first nighttime guest of 2022. Jeff Mesker will be your first. So
Crazy or what?
I can't possibly decline that honor, and neither can the nose cup.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, my friend, I have
Oh
a
my dear.
cute little girl looking at me like, are we going outside soon?
Lillian
You got a beautiful
Pearl.
sweater. I will post. She's become quite the gift opener. I don't know if you've seen
Oh,
her
oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
skills. She starts out with a across
Hmm. Oh,
the
that's
whole
great.
box, and then it just goes from there. But
That's
she got a
that's.
beautiful new sweater. It was so funny. She got a sweater. I had this sweater on. She got a sweater today. We looked like twins again. Like
Mhm.
we do begin to look like each other sometimes.
Um, uh,
My
I don't think I mentioned that
what?
one of the fringe benefits of the family FaceTime call
Tell us.
was all too rare time spent with the grandniece and grandnephew, who are just, I mean, they were very distracted because they just opened, like a ridiculous mountain of toys and stuff. But just seeing those two is always like
How old
just
are they?
4 and 2,
Oh,
like 4.5 and two and a
puppies.
half now.
They're
Yeah,
like they're like
yeah.
puppies.
Yeah, and they are just utterly delightful and beautiful, and I recommend them. I recommend everyone get yourself a grandniece and grandnephew,
Yeah.
because you can adore them and not have many
And you can
responsibilities.
go to Mexico.
You can go to Mexico, yeah, and let their folks go crazy with them.
I
Yeah,
gotta go. Hasta later. Yeah, I'll post Lillian's newest
yeah,
sweater
yeah.
tonight. And then
I would suspect the grandniece and grandnephew only have the vaguest concept of who I am, because a large portion of their lives has been like seeing me virtually or hearing my name
they think
spoken.
you're that guy on TV.
Yeah,
Like this.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
right.
we used to watch
Yeah,
him on TV.
yeah.
And yeah.
The older one, I've gotten to spend a little more time around him, but she was my only time, or I think I was in California 2 times after she was born. So it was like the first 6 months of her life. So I don't think she's retained a great deal of data about me, but she knows the name, and I got a beautiful smile from her, so that made my day, along with the response to the nose cup also made my day. The family was completely,
Right.
because I sent them a text saying, I've sent you each these presents, and there's conceptual continuity involved, so I want to do the opening like in a Zoom or FaceTime, and so they've been very intrigued for the last several days. They arrived like late in the week, so it was just great. The buildup was great, and it worked like a charm.
Oh, Julie I'm sorry, I was just reading.
Okay.
Well, they're just I was a teacher, a Montessori teacher for many years, and
Hmm.
4-year-olds are my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just
4 is
are.
good. 4
They're
is really good. Yeah.
that. They can communicate. You can communicate with them.
Mhm.
and they say the wisest thing. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
mind
Yeah.
bending.
Yeah.
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 So, well, I'll see you in 2022.
That's right. The next time we see each other, actually, it'll be next year.
See you next year. I'm glad you got food, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking you might want to order some more bananas. Just
Yeah. I'll think about that. I've actually I'm well stocked with other things right now, but maybe my next order will be a little more banana intensive, and I like to have that challenge issued. Do
I
what you will with
like
these bananas.
imperfect. Have you ever done imperfect foods?
I haven't. I should.
Hi,
I
Tim
should.
Spitali. I'll send you a link. I'll
Thank you.
send you a link, and if you use the link, you get $20 off of your first 4 orders.
Oh, fantastic. That
Yeah.
sounds really good.
And if you order over $55, is it?
Mhm.
It's always free. Delivery
Wow.
is free.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
really a good
I'll
policy.
send you a link. Tim
Okay.
Spitali, what up, brother? All right, kids, I'm out. Do you have a
All
letter
right.
for me, Gary?
I think there can only be one letter that we even think about today.
N. Merry Christmas, baby, and Merry Christmas to that nose cup. Tim Spitali, oh my goodness. Hey, brother, what's up? 48 degrees and rain right now in Fresno, I declare. It's about the same here. Let's go out and have some nose cups. If you ever find one, just let Gary know. I'm sure he will buy it right on the go. So thank you all for being here tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be real nice. And always, 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 the nose knows. Yes, the nose knows. The nose says always from your thoughts. Think of yes and not no. Always from your words. Think of yes and stuck, Gary. N would be the nose always knows. If you can't just juxtapose, for the nose always knows what to say, and my heart always just says, be like the nose. And love real
Hi.
hard. And always, as Ray Dunn has, start with yes. All right, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Boxing Day. Good night, nose. Good night, nose. Good night, nose. And Gary Lambert, too. Thanks, guys.
Night.